My name is Kevin Urbanus, and I'm the president of CGSI. And I just want to thank you for your interest on this Monday evening, probably for most of you. We can check. Joining me tonight are Mike Gudlatz. He is in Ohio, and he's chair of the CGSI Board of Directors. We have Paul Mikowski, CGSI Conference Chair, and Jerry Martinek, who is on the Conference Steering Committee. So thank you for signing up. This was sent out as an invitation, as an informal discussion about the conference. And so what we want to be able to do is answer questions. The questions need to be typed. So actually, let me back up a little bit. What I'll do is go through some of our existing information that we have, explain it, and then during that, whatever questions you already have or questions that come up, you can go ahead and type them where you see it's either going to say chat or questions. You can just go ahead and try that out. If you want to try it out right now, you can go ahead and put your name and where you're joining us from, so we can see that that's working and you know that it's working. That'll be our way to see everything. We'll collate all the questions, and so we probably will get similar questions from multiple people. So we may not answer your question directly, but we'll get to the theme of your question, we hope. And so let's go ahead. All right. Okay. So our conference, let me tell you what I'm sharing right now. So you should see my second screen here, and it is from our CGSI homepage. Actually, I'm going to go to that first. And so here's our homepage. Give you a second there. And so this is cgsi.org. Okay, and if you scroll down a little bit on here, so if you wonder where you can come back and revisit all this information, if you just go to cgsi.org, oops, watching in there, and on the home page, if you scroll down to this section right here, it has information about the conference. So I'm going to go ahead and click this red button first, and this is back to the page I started on. So I'm not going to read this to you. You're all capable of doing that. Just want to share with you, I think what most of the questions we've gotten already have to do with the packages. So this is a good time to say what we tried to do when we made a decision last fall, winter to move to a virtual format is to keep the best elements of an in-person conference. And so that is going to be high quality speakers with a wide variety of good presentations. It's going to be networking opportunities, which is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll get to that in a second. It's going to be some additional entertainment options, and I think we've done a really good job of capturing some of those. There's going to be some additional workshops that we offer at the conference. We're going to offer those this year as well. There's going to be some research assistance for those of you conference attendees who want that. So I'll go into a little bit about that. So we've taken the best parts of a conference and moved into our virtual format. So a lot of that will feel similar if you've joined us in the past. I do want to say, I think we already have some registrants who haven't joined us before, and one of the reasons why is travel. And so we've already got a couple of international registrants, and so that is fantastic. We're able to reach a wider audience. Okay, so one of the things that's different about our virtual format is our packages that we have and that we're able to offer. So I'm going to come down here and let's see here. Workshops, let me find the good link where to go. Oh, there is no link on here. Okay, let me go back up here and conference packages and pricing. There's many ways to get to these, but this is what we're looking for. Okay, so this is where the majority so far of the questions have come from. So our conference is going to be 1 week, in that week of October 11th through the 16th. So if you're planning on being very involved, attending the conference that week, you will need to plan around that. There's activities throughout the day and many of the evenings. So let's say you want to attend that week conference. And so what we're going to have you do is, first of all, start at this let me go ahead and draw that right around there, is what we call CGSI Live, okay? And that means all of the events, almost all of the events that are happening that week, okay? And so you would log in and you would be part of the community with hundreds of other people who are also logging in and doing that. So that includes 23 presentations. Some of those presentations are simultaneous, well, not all 23 at once, but in smaller groups of 3 at a time. I believe it's always 3 at a time. You can choose which presentation you want to watch, and then it's followed by a live Q&A with the presenter. Now, because you'll be online and watching the presentation, one of the things you'll be able to do is communicate with other people watching the presentation live, if that's something you want to do. If you just want to sit back and get comfortable and watch it, you can do that too. So we have a kind of a way this will work, but we know there's also room for customization. So you've got those presentations with live Q&A that week. Also that week, the second bullet here, where am I going? This one right here, networking opportunities. So this one gets a little trickier. So what we did is we did a heck of a lot of research, and we found a vendor who was able to provide us with a platform that we can go and network with each other. And so as we get closer, for those people who are registered, we'll be explaining more how that works and help you get set up, give you information to get you set up in there. But you'll be able to interact with all of the other attendees, with the presenters, with exhibitors. So we will have a virtual exhibit hall, and then our sponsors too. So everybody will have some kind of presence on the platform that you'll be able to interact with that week. So even if there isn't a presentation or some entertainment option going on, you'll be able to get in there and answer questions and chat with people and do lots of things. It's like the hallways of an in-person conference, or maybe around a meal table, but we're trying to recreate that as much as possible. The third check mark there as part of CGSI Live is access for traveling library or research assistant. So when you pay your registration, there will be information about how to access that. We've got a really solid group of research volunteers being assembled. And so thanks to Karen Cermak for organizing that. And so those volunteers will reach out to you, see what questions you have, do a little bit of legwork, and then meet with you and hopefully help you on your way. So that is part of that CGSI Live registration as well. You also get priority access to workshop registration. I'm going to jump into the workshops in just a minute, but we have multiple workshops set up, and for those of you who register, you can go right back in after you register and go and purchase those workshop seats. Those are limited because we want to have smaller groups of those. So those focus on baking and arts and crafts and language, and that'll all be virtual, but there is a schedule, and I'll show you in just a second. So you can't access those without being a conference registrant. And then entertainment. So we were able to pull together some different options for entertainment. This includes 4 movies that we've secured the rights to show that week. And so we will have links available to attendees we can all watch these movies together from the comfort of our own, I would say, home or wherever you are. And they all have Czech and Slovak themes to them. So there's 4 movies. There is a polka show with Ted and Molly B. That is a CGSI specific polka show that they are going to perform for us. So we'll have that. And then we also have a documentary it'll be it's being in partnership with the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library in Cedar Rapids. It's a Croy documentary. And so typically during our in-person conference, we do a parade of Croy where people bring Croy and put it on and show it off. We're going to have this documentary, and I believe it'll be the premiere of the documentary happening that week. So we've got that. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, and as you can see at the top, I'm here to sell you on the content, and then I want you to say, like, that's a good deal. So that's $149, and that's what you get there. That is going to be multiple days of things to fill your time. And so I don't know what you feel your time is worth, but there's a lot in there for $149. You do need to be a CGSI member, and so if not, you need to add $50. But then again, for $35, we'd be happy to have you join. So, so that's it. Okay, so that makes sense, I think, to a lot of people. The next thing I want to do is jump over into this on demand. So what does this do? This one right here. This does not give you access to live, okay? The on-demand starts after the live conference is over, so we'll need a day or two to rest. Then after that, we will put everything online for people who purchase this level to access. So that includes those 23 presentations. It doesn't include the live Q&A though, okay? So it's just the presentation. We have an additional 27 presentations that haven't been seen other places, and those will be part of there. So you're gonna have 50 presentations that you will have 6 months to watch whenever you want. Okay, so that's what that does. What that also does is it takes the pressure off. You don't have to feel like you have to catch every presentation during CGSI Live, okay? Because you will have 6 months to view them all. Those 23 are exactly the same. Again, if you're not a member, you need to add $50. So that's $179 for that 6-month access. However, we feel that let me get your best value is the combo package, which is $219 right now. What that does, there should be a plus sign in between these two, equals. Actually, let me do that. Watch this. Look at this. Okay, you like that, huh, Jerry? Thank you. You get both. And so you can say one's 147, we value one at 149 and the other one at 179, put them together, 219. That seems like a really good deal, and it is. So it gives you all of the benefits of both of those columns. So you can do everything you want to do that week of the live conference, but you don't have to sweat it if you miss presentations, because you'll have them all recorded, plus the access of the additional 27. So that's what's in there. So that's what we're really leaning on. So we know we're going to have a great week. We're going to have lots of stuff going on, and but it's going to be a lot. And some of it starts, for those of us in the typical time zone, in the US time zones, it's going to be, you're going to get on in the morning and you're going to go, there's breaks and longer breaks, but a lot of it with the entertainment, most nights, those are going to be long days. So we want to keep you fresh and invigorated for everything. So we suggest the combo so that we have access to all those recordings. Let me show you, there was a question I had earlier today from somebody who wanted to know about the workshops. So let me show you where you can find those. So let's say you go ahead and you've registered and you're excited, and now you want to check out the workshops that are available. So once again, I'm back out here on cgsi.org onto workshops, and here they are. So they go Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday of that week. And so the cooking one, look at that. Who doesn't want to learn how to make some early reviews? Say this recipe is a hit. And so you can see here, it'll be 3.5 hours with Ann Kramer, and she will show you how to make that. So you'll get all the information ahead of time. If you're interested in that, you have to be, again, registered for the conference. Then you just come in here and you click this register, fill out our form, pay with the credit card online, and then you can attend that workshop. So I encourage you to come on in here, and there are really unique things that we think you will really enjoy. One more thing before I so entertainment, the 4 movies that I mentioned, so they are listed here with summaries. So The Final Mission, you may have seen this, we have shown this at a previous conference. My Antonia, The Oath, and Singin' in the Grain. Like I said, all 4 have Czech and Slovak themes. Czech or Slovak themes, and so you'll want to come in there. And then the Croy documentary, the information we have so far is listed here, and then the Polka Show with Ted and Molly B. So again, for entertainment, so for the movies, the Croy documentary and the Polka Show, you need to either have the CGSI Live package or the combo will cover you, and you'll be in there. We encourage you also to come in here and check out our sponsors. So we're very proud of, or we're thankful for these sponsors who have helped us, and that helps keep our costs down. And then I do want to say the presentations are listed here. And so if you wanted to know which presentations are in which package, we do have them here. And so you'll see a brief description of each one here. Now, if you are so inclined, all of this information and more is also available in a booklet. And so there's a couple ways you can get that. So first thing is I'll go back to this page towards the bottom. It's the CGSI Conference booklet, and I can click on this link and you can download it. It's 19 pages. Is that right, Paul? Is it 38?
Yeah, 19.
It's 19. Okay, so it's 19. I don't know if you want to print this or not, but this has, or you may want to print some specific pages, all of the information as well. And so that's in here, and it has the times of the presentations for that week. So that's in here. It's also attached, if you look, there should be a handout section in your GoToWebinar panel, and I put it in there too if you want to download it. It's all the same thing no matter where you get it from, but we just encourage you. At some point, you'll need to have some kind of scorecard to figure out where you're going, because we want to make sure people don't miss out on something, right, that they meant to attend. So that brings me to the platform that I mentioned. And so some of you maybe have been attending other virtual conferences, either already or some that are coming up. And so the platform will be familiar to other people who have attended online genealogy conferences, I'm assuming. But one of the things we want to do is really make you feel comfortable in the platform. And so you will have access. We're shooting for probably 2 weeks ahead of the conference to go in, set up your profile, get yourself comfortable, log in, poke around. You're not going to break anything. See what's there. Check out the exhibitors, the sponsors, presenters. Start looking in the chat groups. Who's talking about what? Who wants to meet up about something virtually, and do all that. And so we really want you to log in ahead of time and get set up and comfortable. I'm thinking the Friday before the conference, we will do something similar to this, where you log in and we'll walk through different things and answer questions so you feel comfortable. We don't want anybody on that first presentation to be the first time that they log in and not sure where to find things. And so we'll coach you up. We'll have some informational materials for you, some how-tos, how to do that. So that's going to be really important for us to prepare you, but then it's a partnership, and so we're really going to ask you to log in and check out the site ahead of time so you feel comfortable, and you're going to get the most value out of your experience there, connecting with people. The presentations we know are going to be good and applicable as they usually are. What we really want to make this conference connect with people is for you to have the ability to connect with other attendees, presenters, exhibitors, sponsors, and all of that. So that really will get you in there early and get you comfortable in there. Okay, I promised 10, 15 minutes. I went a little long, but guys, I don't know, do we have any questions? Yeah, Jerry, go ahead and unmute.
And not questions, but a couple of things I want to add.
Yeah.
With regard to the workshops, these are going to be hands-on workshops. You're not just going to be watching a video. You will actually be performing. If it's a craft workshop, we will either send you the materials or we'll tell you where to buy the materials, and you will be constructing them as you go through the workshop. Baking, believe it or not, you are going to be putting those kolaches on the pans, you're going to be putting the shishki in the deep fryer. They will be hands-on baking sessions. So you will have all your materials in front of you and you'll go through it that way. Movie-wise, I just wanted to mention, Kevin mentioned there are 4 different movies. You will have the opportunity to watch 3 of those full length. They will be offered 3 different times. So you select between the 4 different movies and you will get to watch 3 of the 4. And finally, in the time when the 2 weeks before the actual conference starts, when you log in and you're playing around, we have got at least 4 hours of other entertainment that you can watch when you go in there to play around a little bit. So there's a variety of music. I'm still looking for a couple of other things to add, but there will be things to do even before the workshop starts. So you get a chance to play and actually have some entertainment as well.
Thank you. Good points. Okay, while we wait for any specific questions, one thing is, and maybe if you're ready to register, if you haven't already, what you can do, I'm back on the website and I'll come here. And actually, let me go. I think the easiest way is from the homepage of cgsi.org, and there is registration. This link was in some emails and different places. It all takes you to the same place. This is our registration form. It's 6 or 8 questions about your address, whether or not you're a member. You choose your package, and then you can go ahead and enter your credit card information. So if you are a little leery about purchasing something online, know that this follows, current security protocol. We don't store any credit card information. CGSI doesn't have any of that. We just get confirmation via the credit card company that you have paid for this, and we have your name and all of your information, and you're good to go. So we have, the people that have registered so far, the average registration time is 3 minutes. So that's what it takes to do this. And so we would just ask you to come in here and do that. Once you've done this, you're good. That means you can go register for the workshops because that's on your own. And then you can just sit back and wait for more information. I know some of you are probably really excited, but we are still 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 months away, a little more than 4. So we'll get you for that research assistance, for logging into the site early, for all of that. We'll get you that information. So just know that once you are registered, we have your information. Okay. Paul, Mike, anything you guys want to add?
No, I guess, I mean, even though we've been at this for a while, we still don't have all the answers either. So that's why if people have certain questions, that'll help us to make sure we have that answer for you too. But as we're seeing from our question panel here, we don't seem to have anybody that's typed in a question. So I don't know if people don't have that particular panel that has the question box up on their screens, or why we're not getting any questions. But so hopefully somebody can figure that out and type in a question, or just say that they're here so that we know that that's working for other people.
One comment. This is the 5th conference I've been involved in planning and working at. And I've got to say, I think I'm the most excited about this one of any of them, because we always run into the comment from people, I wish I could watch more of the presentations, but I can only go to 1 of 4 every time. In this scenario, you can see all 50. People say, I wish I could go to a certain presentation more than once because I didn't get all the information. You can watch that video as many times as you want if you go for that combo package. So we're giving people the opportunity in this distance scenario that is far superior in some ways to what we've ever been able to do in a face-to-face conference. And that's kind of an exciting challenge for us to put together, but a very exciting opportunity for you as our members or guests to take part of the conference opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also, we are planning to have more exhibitor booths than we've had at a live conference too. There's over, I don't know, 110, 120 potential exhibitors that we're in the process of contacting to try to get participate. That type of networking or product purchasing or services to be able to discuss with those particular exhibitors too, of your choice. So.
Okay, thank you. We're learning a lot as we prepare for this. One thing I learned, don't be the presenter and also the only person who can see questions. I have a whole bunch. Also, I just sent you guys access to those. I know. I know. Also, maybe, yeah, hold on.
Needs a beer.
Okay. You should be able to see them now, guys. Let me run through them. Question is, do the movies have English subtitles? All of the movies that are not in English have English subtitles. Yes. We will make sure. Yes. Right. Because
I think they're all totally in English, but
yeah.
Oh, you're right. It's actually the one subtitle in Slovak. When someone speaks Slovak, it has it subtitled. Yep. Okay. Yes. Yep. Great. Thank you. Okay. Question about the live Q&A. Will that be recorded? So I think there's two parts to that question. One is, yes, we will try to record it. We cannot right now guarantee that it will be part of the on-demand, just because we have to turn around and get that ready for access. So our plan is to record it and either add that, append it to the presentation somehow, or get that somewhere, but we're not going to guarantee that. So yeah, right, Jerry? We can't promise that right now.
Can't promise it. It's our goal to have that all recorded, but technology is technology. If something happens and we don't get it recorded, that's where it will be at.
Mm-hmm. Okay. A question about the on-demand. What parts do you miss out? And I think the person who typed the question, no, it's the networking opportunities and the entertainment. It's the ability to access workshops and research assistance. Any other big things that I'm missing there? By just going on demand, you get the main presentation content and not the other stuff around there. I think we can. Okay. Okay, good. Let me scan here. Question about the 6-month availability. Yes, they are available for 6 months. So that'll start, we think either the conference ends on Saturday, and I think right now we're saying Sunday or Monday that it starts, but we'll make sure it's 6 months rounded up a little bit so you have that in there. Eventually, a question came to me, someone emailed me this question today. Eventually, these would be available for members, but not until way past that the 6-month window closes. And so,
and not all of them will be available. Some will not.
Not all of them. Okay. Okay. Brian had a question about time zones. So if you download the booklet that's in the handout or from the website, those are all central. So we're kind of going there, and so you can adjust accordingly. We tried to set them up so if you're Western, you won't you have to get up too early. But then we also have the entertainment options, and we don't want to keep people up too late. So we did the best we could. Hopefully that, but everything you see is central, and it should also say central time on there too. One of the things that's a good question for us to test is when you log in, it knows your time zone and gives you the times according to that, right? Did we test that?
Yes, yeah,
okay.
It will show you, well, you have the option. You can tell it to display all of the presentation sessions in your local time zone, or if for some reason you want to stay on the central time zone, then you have that option too.
Yeah. Okay, good question from Mary. Thank you for answering. I want to say one of the things, we've been in the planning for 6 months now with this, and one of the benefits of doing this is it's a good reminder. You know, to be honest, I've forgotten a lot of the stuff I didn't know I knew or something like that. But okay, if there's 2 presentations that are concurrent and you want to see them, so if you're only live, if you only have the live package, you do have the option to jump out of one and go into the other. You can't watch them simultaneously, but you can move around if you'd like, okay? Which is something much easier done virtually than in a real room. But if you have on demand or the combo package, you would have access to all of them. But just because you start a presentation, viewing a presentation during live doesn't mean you have to stay with it. You can jump out of that room and go into another.
There's a question in there about the research consultations and how that will work. And they ask about a cost as a separate offering, but there is no separate cost for having a research consultation. We are going to have some limit on how many of them we can handle, but we feel that we can maybe get, I don't know, 50 to 100 possibly research consultations for people. But Karen Cermak, who is in charge of that, she's the one to email about the program, and she'll send out a questionnaire or something that'll that you'll have to answer some questions to as to what your particular research roadblock is, and she'll get you in contact with the most appropriate researcher that can help for your particular area or your particular problems.
A couple of things to add to that, Paul. Thank you. We will be using somewhat of a drawing system to match up the people that want to attend that virtual library. So you will be required to register, and there is a brief form that you fill out that says, here's the roadblock I have, or here's the archive that I want to learn about, or here is the particular surname that I'm trying to research. These sessions will be up to an hour long per individual. We will have the ability to take you by using Zoom calls one-on-one. We'll have the ability to take you to the websites or look at some of the materials that we've digitized that we can't publish on our website because of copyright, but we will have some materials that we will be able to reference to work with you on your particular issue. So you will be required to sign up and complete that form in advance, send that to Karen at her email address, and we will hold a drawing on August 31 to determine which people will be allowed to have this individual time, and we will then contact you and we'll set you up with the person who's going to do your research with you. And those can occur either prior to the conference, during the conference, or after the conference. So we'll do our best to get as many of them taken care of as we can, but it is going to be a lottery system if we have more people than we have researchers able to participate.
And information like Karen's email address is on page 3 of the handout with the conference booklet. So, and I just highlighted it there. Great. Okay. Let me get some more questions here. Oh, hi, Mary Jane. Nice to see you. Can you buy from exhibitors? That is up to them. We are allowing exhibitors to put in their booth, their virtual booth, whatever they would like. So if they have products, I would assume and Mike, you can correct me if I'm wrong. What we would encourage is an exhibitor to kind of link to what they currently have and then offer some kind of promotion because you were attending the CGSI conference, something like that. So is that? You're muted.
All right. Yes, exactly. We are strongly encouraging all of our participating exhibitors and vendors to have some kind of conference special, not only good for the week of the CGS Live, but also for some period after the conference is completed. So maybe a 30 or 60 day special or coupon or something like that. So.
Mm-hmm. There's a question about access to the library, and I wasn't sure if that just meant like our traveling library that we typically have with research. So if you wanted access to some of our materials, I think what you probably want to do is register for the conference and then sign up for a research consultation when those become available. And then when you get the information, say, I really want to, I know which, whatever volume or something that you're looking for, and we can get you in there and sort that out. I think that's the best way. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. Hold on, let's see here. Do spaces run out for the individual parts? The only spaces that will run out are the workshop spaces. And so that is first come, first served, and you're available to purchase those as soon as you are registered. So right now, they all still have spaces, but we anticipate that that won't be the case for too long. We can't promise anything, but we will know. When you buy it on the site, it knows how many seats are available, and it'll automatically deduct those, and it will stop selling when those are closed. We'll also pull it from the website too. So that is the only thing I can think of that has a restriction. Other than that, everything else is as many people want to do it, the more the merrier. There was a question about watching the presentations more than once. Yes, if you have on demand or the combo, you can watch a presentation as many times as you like. The week of the conference, if you're only doing live, you'll only be able to see it live. Once it happens that week, you wouldn't be able to see it until the on-demand starts. So you'll do that. There is an option too, just so you know, if you purchase just the live and you feel like, oh, you know, I am going to want to watch these later, this is too much, you can pay for the upgrade at the time of the conference. Okay, question about sponsors and contact information. Each sponsor will have a virtual booth, and so that will have their information there about them and themselves and how to contact them. So that's the same for sponsors and exhibitors. So you'll be able to do that. If you question about exhibitors from the Czech Republic. So we are soliciting exhibitors right now, and there potentially could be. I don't think we have any right now. I assume the exhibitor list will take a couple of months to flesh out as those people and companies and groups make decisions. Just so you know, if you are interested in being an exhibitor, we've tried to set the exhibitor fee low enough so that there's entry. So if you're part of a group that's interested, we have a nonprofit exhibitor rate of $25. And so for $25, you would get a virtual booth or table or room, however you want to look at it, and you would be able to list who you are, all of your information there, and your contact. So if you want to do that, there is information on the website on how to do that.
Handouts. Kevin, I saw something about handouts, and we will have a syllabus the same as we do for regular conferences, but it is going to be a PDF, and you will have the ability to download that and view it on your device or print it out if you want.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, oh, we were working, no questions. There's lots of questions. Yeah. CGSI Live, if you have to walk away from your computer, can you hit pause while watching and then continue? I don't believe so. We will have to test that. No, that's a no. Okay, that's no. Yeah, but if you look at our schedule, and I'm gonna scroll down. Sorry, I know I scrolled a little too much here when, you'll see, so like Wednesday, the first session is 10 a.m. and then 11:30, that's probably not the best example, then 1 p.m. and then 3 p.m. And so you'll have room in between there, And so you shouldn't feel like you just finished something and you have to go right away to the next thing. So hopefully that gives a little more space. You can create time. Again, yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, I just saw that question in there about donating to help people from the Czech or Slovak republics attend the conference, because our steering committee felt for most people over there it's a bit pricey for them to attend one of our conferences. So we sent out a flyer in the June Naša Rodina asking for people to donate monies that would go towards a scholarship to pay for the attendance of people from the Czech and Slovak Republic. And depending on how much we raise, and how many people from over there apply, because we're also sending out a form letter to various people and organizations in the Czech and Slovak Republics to try to get English-speaking genealogists over there to sign up and get on a list whose names would be drawn to participate based on how much donations we're able to collect. So.
Thanks. Okay, I'm going to run through a couple here. The registration form asks for a coupon code. Or coupon. Is there one? There isn't one now. We are in early bird pricing, and so this is the lowest it'll ever be. So there's no discounts on this current price. Okay, so currently there's no coupon codes. Any special software that you need? And the answer is no. It plays entirely within your browser. So one of the things, and I talked about getting you in there early, is to make sure that everybody has a browser that can play videos and you can hear sound from and all of that. And so we'll test that. To be honest, if you're on this webinar right now on the computer you're going to use, you'll be fine, because this is at the same level as that. So you'll click a link and things will play.
Will the workshops be in a separate thing, Jerry, or?
Workshops will all be conducted in Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
So people do have to have Zoom, and also for the research consultations, somebody would have to pull up a software, right?
We anticipate they will be done in Zoom as well. Yeah. So you don't have to purchase anything. We send you a link for either the workshop or for the consultations. We'll send you a link for the time that we've agreed upon, and you'll just click on that link. It'll take you into a very similar format to what we've got going on right here.
Awesome. Thank you for that clarification. Yep. So the live component is all within your browser. Workshops and research consultations are Zoom. Good. That's a good thing to have. Okay, 2 questions with similar. One is about virtual roundtables. Thank you, Stephanie. And one is we've had tables for different areas like Policzka. And so how will we do that? We will do that. What we're going to do is, to be honest, rely on you a lot. So we're going to ask for some information, but we're also going to ask you to go in and be proactive. And so we will set up some, the site has different chat areas. I shouldn't say it, they're groups, and you can choose to go in the group and post what you want. And so we'll do some of those groups based on ancestral village areas. Okay, I'm gonna look at these guys, right? We're still kind of planning. So we'll have groups for ancestral village areas, and which we've done in in-person conferences, but now we have the ability, because we're not limited by space and maybe not so much by time anymore either, is we can also do groups for example, Chicago or Pittsburgh, or New York, New Jersey. Yeah. Yeah, we can.
Martinique. You can do a group for Martinique.
We can. Yeah. If we want to do food and drink, and then specific on that, Croy, we can do any interest area. If you think you're interested in something that other people attending the conference are, we will be happy to help you set up an area, or we'll set it up, and then people can post comments. I'm leery to say it's like Facebook. It's not it's not connected to, but it's the same thing. Someone posts something, you can answer them, you can do your own post, but the benefit is it's a closed group of conference attendees. You have to post using your name, and you'll have all the information on that. So you can do that. So I'm excited about that. I think that's, to be honest, here's the benefit is typically at our conference when we have roundtables based on areas, you're only at 1 or 2 of those tables that evening. Here you'll have the opportunity to jump in and see what everybody else is talking about. And I think we're going to have a couple groups who are just going to be rock stars and just have a lot of stuff going on and set the bar high. So I'm excited about that. Mary, there could be a CGSI members of Colorado group, and here I am, and here's what's going on, and you can check in all that. So that was from Mary Jane. Lots of good ideas. Again, this is incumbent on making sure you're registered and you get in there as soon as possible ahead of time to set things up and become comfortable. That's okay.
Yeah, Kevin, I see one question that I think we might have skipped over here, but if we didn't, it still bears worth repeating here. So someone asked about if they participate with the on-demand option only, will they miss out on the networking opportunities and the entertainment? And the answer, to be clear, is yes, because they won't be able to log in during the conference week if they select, or if you select the on-demand option only. As far as the entertainment goes, we had to get special licensing to show the 4 films, and I believe one of them was actually only willing to deal with us because we were a nonprofit organization, to be honest about it. So it was not feasible for us to get the licensing arrangements so that it could be included in the on-demand or the combo package for after the end of the conference. So you will not see those. I believe we'll be able to show the polka show, since that's being produced specially just for us, just for our conference. But I'm not certain about the contract arrangements on that. And the Croy documentary is being produced by the Czech and Slovak Museum and Library, as been mentioned, in Cedar Rapids, and they are the owners and own the rights to that documentary after the premiere showing during our conference. So I don't believe that we will be licensed to include that in the on-demand entertainment after the end of the conference. Okay, but good question. Shows that people are paying attention to what's included and what the slight differences are between the packages.
Mm-hmm. Tim just jumped in on the question. The polka show will be ours, and so we will have that. Yeah.
Okay, good. And a few people are asking about the exhibitors from Czech Republic or Slovakia. Like has already been mentioned, we are soliciting the organizations that we're aware of, and one advantage with the virtual conference is this is more feasible and appealing to maybe some of the smaller vendors or exhibitors out there that either couldn't afford the time to come and spend 4 days at our in-person conferences in the past, or the travel costs were prohibitive or whatever. But specifically, if you know of some organization, some vendor that you've dealt with in the past, located in Europe, send us their contact information, and we'd be glad to send them one of our request forms and see if we can get them interested in participating in our exhibitor expo this year.
Weren't we going to add like that Rusin folk band group to as an exhibitor?
Yes. Yep.
So I mean, yeah, and then plus the regular regular professional genealogist and tour guide people will have theirs there, but we haven't gone out to solicit like any beer companies or importers of crystal or things like that. I mean, some of that gets kind of expensive if it's a product from over there for someone to deal as a vendor or exhibitor, but if they're a service provider, you know, it's much easier to deal and pay and not have to ship anything. So.
Yeah, and I mentioned that if you're part of a nonprofit or a nonprofit wants to be an exhibitor, it's $25. Our for-profit, our businesses, that's $50. And so if you know somebody that might be interested in that too, you know, we would just expect it's somebody who has a product that is appropriate and applicable to our group. So, yeah. Okay, questions seem to have slowed down. If there's any we missed that we didn't.
Stephanie just asked if there would be a silent auction.
Oh.
There will not be a silent auction this time. At least we're not planning it at this point. We're still working through some things, but I don't anticipate that's going to be there.
If there's anybody watching this that is local to the Twin Cities and is interested in helping with the silent auction, we do have boxes and boxes of items left over from previous conferences, things that have been donated. It would need to be an online auction, and someone would need to coordinate that. Be happy. We don't have the capacity right now. We do have things to vend, I guess I could say. So if there's anybody local that would like to go through that stuff and figure out a way to move that would be helpful. But right now, it's unfortunate.
Mike can talk about the door prize offerings though that he's been collecting. So.
Yeah, we tried to think of what we could do to kind of make up for the lack of the silent auction this year, and so we came up with a pretty good list. We think some exciting things. I won't give anything away at this point, literally, but we think we've got some good door prize donations from some medium sized to major vendors. Almost all in the genealogy services or products area. So we think that'll be something to look forward to. And every registrant will be eligible for the door prizes. And we will select those at a couple different times throughout each day of the CGS Live agendas. So you can look for those door prize drawings during the conference week.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, I think somebody had a question dealing something with the sponsors. I'm not sure exactly what was meant by that question, but
if you want to look at that, that's fine. So the other thing too is online in the booklet, it has, if you have a question, you can go to Paul. If he can't answer it, well, then it can't be answered. No. If he can't answer it, then he'll forward it around, but we'll get it to you. So I know some of you on this call tonight have already registered, and thank you for that, and probably just want a little more information. For those of you deciding, our group has been attending other virtual conferences, and we feel pretty confident that we're gonna I don't say blow them away, but we're going to really deliver more. You're going to be tired by that. You better just take Sunday off after you're done, because between all the presentations and just being online and communicating and polka dancing and all that, it'll be a good chance. It's going to be as good as it can be without being in person. So if you're still on the fence, early bird pricing that you see here, it does end at midnight on Thursday. And so if you know anybody else who's thinking of registering, they should do it by then. It does go up. I believe I have, here's the prices effective July 2nd. So those will be there. But great. Okay. If there's nothing else, thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys. And we will see you online for now, hopefully eventually in person. But thank you. Thank you for your interest. Really appreciate it. And take care, and we'll see you soon.